Hi there, this is Sam of Core Yoga, and today we're going to spend the next 30 minutes working through a strength session specifically aimed at runners. We're going to be working through a mobilization for the hips and firing up of the rotational muscles of the core and building strength in the pattern of those rotational muscles that essentially turn our torso and bring it back to center. So every time we run, we have a sense of moving that torso one way and then bringing it back to the center to twist into the other direction. So we're going to start lying down on the mat on our back, our feet hip distance apart and our knees hip distance apart, and we'll just start off with a few pelvic tilts. So we're going to inhale, arch the back, lift the back off the floor, but keep the shoulders and the hips on the floor, and exhale, press the back flat into the floor. So a regular check-in movement pattern that I do, whether I'm teaching yoga, whether I'm teaching runners, whether I'm teaching strength, so that we can feel the movement of the pelvis. We can feel the activation of the muscles deep inside the core as we press the back into the floor, and we can start to activate the muscles of the inner thighs. Feel the feet pressing down into the floor. Lovely. And we can feel a neutral pelvis. So from here, last time you press the back flat into the floor, and then release that back just a little bit so the back of the sacrum is nicely pressed into the floor. Hands by your side, a few rounds of bridges. Inhale, press the feet into the floor, lift the hips, and exhale, come back down to the floor. You can add the arms as you mobilize the shoulders, reach the hands behind you, and then exhale, come all the way back down. Good, we're gonna do 6 more of these, so just 8 in total, just starting to tune into the muscles at the front and at the back of the hips before we get into the muscles that twist the body. Pressing the feet into the floor to lift the hips and squeezing the bum to help you, and then letting that bum go on the way down, but keeping those inner thighs working. Good. And then from there, with your hands by your hips, take your right leg, bring your right ankle to your left thigh, and then swap sides. So a little bit of mobilization for these hips. Nice. And then we're going to add a lift. Now we'll take right ankle to left thigh, press the left foot down, lift up into a bridge, and then come back down, swap sides. Press the right foot down, lift up into a bridge, and swap sides. So just a few more like this. So noticing now, individually, the glutes need to work to lift your hips. Be mindful that these hips come up in an even manner. So you're not dropping one side to lift the other side. You're feeling an activation of the muscles in the front of the belly. Nice. And then make that one your last one. From here, you're going to bring your right ankle back onto your left thigh and bring the hands just behind your ears. So they're not pressing into the back of the skull, but they're behind the ears. Press the back of the pelvis so it's nice and even into the floor, and exhale, raise your head and your shoulders. Take an inhalation breath here, and then exhale, twist your left elbow towards your right knee, and then inhale, come back. Exhale, back and down. Swapping sides. Take a breath in, exhale to lift. Inhale here, exhale, twist. Inhale, back. Exhale to the floor. Now we'll take a few reps, right ankle on left thigh. Take a breath in. As you exhale, you lift and twist. You inhale back to the center. So you're exhaling, lifting and twisting, and inhale back. So we're just starting to tune in not only to the abdominals and the muscles in the front of the belly, but also now accessing more into the rotational muscles of the core. Next one's your last one. Same thing, other side. Take a breath in, exhale up and twist. So when you twist, you want to make sure you're not moving the elbow to the knee because you have no rotation there, but you're rotating at that waist to bring the torso to the left shoulder stays off the floor. Good. And make sure the next one's your last one. And then release. From here, hug your knees in towards your chest. Just take a little rock from side to side. And then bring the knees to stack on top of the hips. Bring the heels in line with the knees. Draw the toes towards the shins. Move the arms out to the side. Inhale, take a breath. Drop your knees 45 degrees to the right. Exhale, extend the legs straight. Inhale to bend. And exhale back to the center. Inhale to the other side. Exhale to extend. Inhale, bend. Exhale, center. So a few more like this. Work with your breath because that helps you feel a sense of engagement right deep in the center of the belly to support the stability when you are at your most challenged. So for example, when we exhale to straighten the legs, we're activating the muscles deep into the core to help stabilize us so that we don't force other muscles to take over, so we don't get too far into the back. We're using the muscles within the torso space. Good. And then last one, hug the knees in towards your chest. Rock yourself up to seated. Come all the way up to standing. And then standing with your feet hip distance apart. So we're just going to work into some planks to continue to work the muscles in the front and the side of the body, those rotational core muscles. You're going to inhale, hinge the hips, and exhale, walk your hands out to find a plank. Inhale, lift the hips, walk your hands to the feet. And then exhale, come all the way up. You're going to take a lateral lunge, left leg to the side, hand to the floor, right leg to the side, hand to the floor. Continuing like that. Hinge the hips, walk yourself out into a plank. Stay here for a little longer this time. And then lift the hips, walk the hands back to the feet. Come all the way up. Left leg out to the side, touch the floor, to the center. So we're adding lunges to get into the mobilization of the hips. Walking the hands back out to your plank. This time drop right elbow and left elbow down to the floor. Press right hand and left hand into the floor. Lift the hips. Walk the hands back to the feet. Press into the floor all the way to stand. Left leg out to the side, lateral lunge. Right leg out to the side, lateral lunge. Hinge the hips. Walk the hands out to find your plank. Drop your left elbow, your right elbow down to the floor. Push your left hand, your right hand back to plank. Lift the hips. Walk the hands back to your feet. Press into the floor. Come all the way to stand. Fabulous. So we're going to build on that a little bit. Take a breath in. Hinge the hips. Exhale, walk your hands out and find your way to plank. Take a breath in here. And then exhale, right knee cross the body to the left elbow. Hold it here. Breathe. Feel those rotational muscles of the core. Then send that left leg back. Draw the right knee across the body to the left elbow. Push the floor away from you with your shoulders, but feel those muscles that surround the torso. Good. And then take that leg back. Lift the hips. Walk the hands back to the feet. Press into the floor. Come all the way up. This time, crossover lunge. Right leg goes behind the left. Left leg goes behind the right. Good. Back to your plank. Hinge the hips. Walk the hands out and find your way to plank. Take a breath in. Exhale, right knee cross the body. Inhale, back. Exhale, left knee cross the body. Inhale, back. Hands towards the feet. Inhale, come to stand. Crossover lunge. Right leg behind left. Keep breathing. Left leg behind right. Good. Inhale, hinge. Exhale to plank. Inhale here. Exhale, knee across the body. Inhale, back. Exhale, knee across. Inhale, back. Exhale, hands to the feet. Inhale to stand. Exhale. Inhale, right leg behind left. Exhale, up. Inhale, left leg behind right. Exhale, up. One more like that. Your breath, your movement. Feeling that sense of when we're working, we're exhaling the breath. Nice. Reminding ourselves and teaching ourselves to breathe evenly and rhythmically. Can be really beneficial when we're working under duress, when we're running. So from here we come to the next variation. We're going to inhale, hinge the hips, and exhale, walk our hands out to find a plank. And this time we're going to work with lawnmower plank. So I'll demo left side first. So I'm going to lift the left arm and bring it under my body. I'm going to keep my feet where I am, but I'm going to reach my right arm to the side. So it's not a side plank. I'm rotating my torso. I'm pretty much allowing the hips to move a little bit, but not a lot. And I'm definitely not rolling onto the outer edge of my feet. Good. One more on this side. Nice. Hands to the floor. Lift the hips. Walk your hands up. Come all the way up to stand. Hands on your hips. Right leg goes back. Rotate to the left. All the way up. 3 more like that. Right leg goes back. Rotate to the left. Good. Right leg back and rotate. Good. Hips stay pretty much where they are. Rotation comes from above the waist. So we'll do the same thing on the other side. We hinge the hips, walk our hands out, and find ourselves in plank. Bring the right hand underneath us. Lift the right hand to the sky and back to plank. So we're moving hips a little bit, the waist a little bit more. We're pushing the floor away from us. Good. 2, and then 1 more. Nice. Walk the hands back to the feet. Come all the way up. This time, left leg goes back. Rotate to the right. Push the floor away from you to come up. So we're using these lunges to mobilize, but we're also using these lunges to strengthen the muscles of the thighs, the legs, the hips. Last one. And all the way up. Last variation of plank, we'll work funky plank. So I'm going to hinge the hips, walk my hands towards a plank. I'm going to draw my right knee across the body to my left elbow and extend the right leg out to the side. Now I roll onto the outer edge of my whole of my left foot, and then come back to the center. I then do that same thing on the other side, and then back to the center. Lift my hips, hands to the feet, press into the floor, come all the way up. A 12-20 lunge. So my feet are facing forward, they're at 12 o'clock. My right leg's gonna go round to 20 past 12. I'm opening the hips up. I'm then gonna bring it back to the center. So my left leg goes to 22-12 and back to the center. I'm gonna do 2 more like that on each side. Good. And then from here, back to the top of the mat, 3 funky planks on each side. Inhale, hinge the hips, and exhale, walk your hands out to find your plank. Take a breath in, then exhale, knee across the body. Inhale, extend the right leg. Exhale, lift the left hand. Inhale, back to where you started. Exhale, knee across. Inhale to extend. Exhale to lift. Inhale to return. Now a little bit quicker. Good. Maintain your same rhythm of breath. Lift the hips, walk the hands back to the feet, press into the floor, come up to standing. So now from here, we're going to work through a series of strength exercises that incorporate the rotational muscles of the core, but also work through those hips and those legs. And we're going to start with a balance. So press the left foot into the floor, keep the hips nice and even, raise the right knee to about 45 degrees. Draw the right heel to the bum, so hamstring is active too, elbows out to the side. And then just simply exhale, rotate to the right, and inhale, come back to the center. Exhale, rotate to the right, inhale to center. 4 more like this. Feel those rotational muscles of the core that you firstly fired up and secondly strengthened in the first part of this class. Good. And then bring that right foot down to the floor and do the same thing on the other side. So left knee lifts, elbows out to the side, rotate to the left, back to the center. The knees are not moving. What's moving is the muscles of the waist. Make sure that that left foot is lifting up towards your bum. Good. That will help you recruit those hamstrings for when we get to this phase of the run. So those hamstrings are working nicely for us. Fabulous. So from there, we're going to take our right foot forward and our left foot back for a split squat. So I'm going to squeeze my left butt cheek, pull my belly in, and make sure my pelvis is nicely in a neutral position. And then from here, I'm going to bend both knees and rotate at the same time. As I go down, I exhale, and as I come up, I inhale. Keep going. We exhale to drop and rotate. We inhale to return. 2 more like this. Squeeze your left butt cheek. 1 more. Good. Same thing, other side. Left leg goes back. Sorry, right leg goes back. Left leg stays forward. Right butt cheek, pull belly in. As you exhale, you bend, you twist. Inhale to return. Watch if that balance is challenging. And then squeeze those inner thighs, keeping your knees as best you can towards 90 degrees. Good. 2 more. 1 more. Good. And release. So from here, come towards the end of the mat or have space in front of you. We're going to take alternate forward lunges. As I land my foot, I'm in rotation. As I lift my foot out, I derotate. So as my right foot steps forward, I twist to the right. As my left foot steps forward, I twist to the left. So I continue like that. My belly hugging in towards my spine. Good. I'm nice and light as I land on the floor. As best as I can, I will land on my midfoot and then my heel. Good. 1 more on each side. Don't worry if you wobble a bit. That's why we're doing this, to strengthen and activate the muscles as we do that. So then from there, just checking where we're going. Oh, we take it to a crossover lunge with a rotation. So elbows still out to the side. Right leg behind us, we twist to the left. Back to the center. Left leg behind us, we twist to the right. Continue like that. Right leg behind left, twist left. Left leg behind right, twist right. Keep that belly nicely engaged. Feel those rotational muscles as you twist. Pull the navel in towards the spine. Good. Last one on each side. Driving with the twisting elbow and release. So similar set, but this time we're going to take a rotation and a lateral flexion. So with my right arm, I'm going to drive it behind me as I was. But with my left arm, I'm going to reach over, so I'm a little bit laterally flexed, so bending to the right as I take that rotation. So from here, I start with balance. I press the left foot into the floor and lift that right knee. Comes to about 45 degrees, and my heel is drawing towards my bum. My right elbow goes right, and my left arm goes towards the left. And then I'm back to the center. So I'm exhaling as I come here, and I'm inhaling back to the center. You're gonna wobble. Exhaling. As well as those rotational muscles of the core will work in, as you will feel a whole lot of other stuff at the same time. We're just focused on these muscles that twist our torso and bring us back to center. Release that side, same thing, other side. So right foot presses down, lift the left knee, draw the heel towards the bum. Right arm up to the sky, left elbow twist, right arm past right ear. Inhale back to the center. So you're turning as you're flexing. Good. 3. Nice. 4. Good. 5. And then release. And then we come to split squats. So right foot steps forward, engage left glute. Right elbow bent, left arm up to the sky. As you exhale, you drop, you rotate, and you flex. Good. You inhale to come up, and you exhale to go down and twist. You keep going. I'm just showing you from a couple of angles so that you can get a feel for what's going on in this movement pattern. You should do about 8 on each side. When you're done, come back to the top of the mat. Then left foot forward, right foot back. Left elbow up to the side, right arm up. So we bend the knees, we rotate, we flex. We're back to the center. We're hanging on to that right glute. We're pulling the navel to the spine. You're continuing to move. Good. Exhale as we go down. Inhale as we come up. Good. And release. So then from here, we're going to do that same movement, but we're coming into a forward lunge. So we're going to step forward, rotate and flex on one side. Now you might notice me wobble. You might have noticed me wobble through the whole of this. What's happening is I'm talking, I'm not concentrating on my breath as I would when I'm performing these strength exercises. So that's going to challenge the body a little bit more as well. And so you'll notice that the body will wobble for the first couple, and then you'll tune into that movement pattern. So right foot steps forward, we rotate, we laterally flex, and then we come back to the center. Good. So you continue like that. I'll just show you from another angle. We're lunging forward. We're landing on our midfoot as best we can. We're not allowing that front knee to travel any further forward than our shoelaces, and release. Same thing, other side. So left foot forward, right arm past the right ear. Twist and laterally flex. Using these muscles of the torso. Good. I'll show you from the side. You guys keep going. Good. Notice if the body wants to continue forward, you got to work those muscles to pull it back so that that knee doesn't track any further forward than those shoelaces. Well done. From here, a little last movement pattern back to 20 past 12 lunges where we're going to continue that rotation. So right leg steps out to the side, rotate round, back to the center. Left leg out, rotate, back to the center. Good. Nice. And then one more like that on each side. Control, stability, and strength. You're now set either to go for a run, do a harder session because your muscles are now nicely fired up, or to use this as a standalone strength session to help improve the muscles that you need to give you an efficient and effective running form. Thanks for tuning in. I hope you enjoyed the session. Take care.